Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. I've got here the two little red strawberry guavas, that's Basidium cattleyanum, that I got from Jurassic Plant Nursery, I suppose about maybe a month, 6 weeks ago, can't remember the exact date, but they came in these very small little pots, but it's normally best when you get new plants it's not to disturb them too quickly with repotting. But I think they've got to the stage, I can see roots starting to come out the bottom of the pots, and they've actually put on a lot of growth since I've had them. Probably there's a good 2 inches of growth on that one, and probably the same on this one. These shoots were just spuds on them, and that's grown about 2 inches as well. So they're growing pretty actively because it's only we're only just into the second week of August, and they should have 2 or 3 months of good growing time before it gets too cool and the light levels get too low. Now I've got at least three yellow cherry guavas, which you'll probably be aware of from my other videos, but I never had any strawberry ones up till now. So what I thought I'd do was give them a quick repot now. I'm going to move them up from that size to that size. Now this pot is a 12.5 centimetre diameter or 5-inch pot, and I'm going to hazard a guess it's probably about a litre. I would say, I don't know what the imperial equivalent is, but it's probably about a litre, I would guess, in compost, which should be enough, to be honest, to see them all through the winter. Now the compost I'm using here, all I've done is, because I want them in a light, free draining soil, because I don't want any problems over winter, basically this is virtually half and half perlite and cocoa coir, and I've also added I've then added a healthy dose of coarse sand afterwards to improve the drainage further. Now because this compost is virtually devoid of any nutrients, I mean the cocoa coir is very neutral, and obviously perlite doesn't have any nutrients in, I've mixed a couple of handfuls of fish blood and bone in, so there should be some nutrients in the compost. So I just thought I'd quickly repot these on camera for anyone, and just turn this around a bit. So we'll just roughly half fill that with compost. That's too much, it's going to be too deep. You don't want to plant them any deeper than they are in the existing pots. Take a little bit more out. I mean this is slightly more than a pot size up. That should be about okay, that's about the right height. So we'll have a look and see if they've actually got any roots in the pots. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, I can see they've got some granular fertiliser in the pots, so that should keep them going for a while. Now, you can probably just about see very fine sort of seedling roots, but they are doing quite nicely. Now, they would have grown these from seed, so the quality of the fruit we won't know until they fruit one day. Probably going to take from this size a couple of years to get to flowering size, but if I kept them growing successfully over winter, there's a possibility you might see flowers next year. So I'm just going to firm it down a little bit. That's the first one. Just do the second one quickly as well while you're watching. Check the depth of the pot in there, it's about right. This is about the same level of root development as the other one. No need to break this up because I don't want to damage the fragile roots, and it's nice and loose, the compost they're going into, this it should branch out very easily. And if you wish to, I don't know if that'll be in focus or not, cattleyanum's actually spelt incorrectly on there as far as I'm concerned, but it's a cattleya guava, so it doesn't really matter. So let's pop that in there. The fish blood and bone's quite mild, so it shouldn't burn the roots on them at all. And there we are, and as I've got one label, I'm going to pop that in there as well. as they're going inside, they don't need a support stake because they're not likely to, they can't be blown over inside. So that's job done on my 2 strawberry guavas. Thought you'd, somebody might be interested in watching that. So thanks for watching the video. Thumbs up, share it with anyone you think's interested in these. You could grow your own from seed if you can't find the seedlings or cuttings off mature plants. Obviously, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you give, if you click on the bell, you'll get updates on new videos as they come out, including, of course, I'll give updates on these at some time in the future. So thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you all in the next video.